Back live, Ball Hockey International, Welland facility. We're in the intermediate division now, the semifinal between the Throwbacks in the white jerseys with the orange shoulder caps. And the all red is the Vicious Alpacas. They represent the visitor bench. As it's worked up over center by the Throwbacks into the corner. Falling there on it, you can see the pace has quickened. This will be our cap for our day this afternoon. The intermediate final. Moving on to the barn final. Earlier was the Ringers taking out the London Direwolves. Throwbacks trying to cut back here. Bring it out over center, Steve Gaskin. That shot goes in on Trevor Van Dyke. Pushed into the corner around Chad Asseltine. Swiping for it, Craig Wood. It goes off the cage, comes back down for him. Pardon me, this is Troy Van Dyke as the net comes off. Right out in front of Tyler McKinley. And the official will come back to reset the pegs. And the face-off will come to the right of Van Dyke. Cal Christoph, the Vicious Alpaca goaltender. Crouching in for the face-off, Mike Barbas for the Alpacas. He plays it back for Dan Guthrow. From the point, the shot gets in. Van Dyke on the save. Bit of a shove there from Jesse Barbas, no harm. It goes in for Chad Asseltine. He lifts it down the floor. It goes just to the side of Christoph. And goes for icing. We've got a minute 40 gone in the opening period. Waiting for a late change here from the Throwbacks. They do get final change, occupying the home bench. Face-off played back for Chad Asseltine. One more. Off the stick of Mackenzie McQueen there. Asseltine walks it up. Over center, far side, Justin Barbaro. Comes down on the half boards. Huge stick collision there. Mackenzie McQueen pinches down, takes over. Switching spots though with the ball carrier, Tyler McKinley. Got out, Barbaro couldn't hang on. Chad Asseltine back chasing, and the give and go there, 2-on-2. Justin Bernardo got beat, and then quick step on Chad Asseltine. I believe it was Jesse Barbas. Getting the pass away from Mike Schramm. 2-on-2 and got a step on both defenders. Quick goal here for the Vicious Alpacas. Just outside of the opening 2 minutes. They work the ball back into the corner. Played around again. They've got Van Dyke down. This goes back to the far half boards. Spinning the shot there was Barbas again. In front was Rich Plant. Couldn't find it through to him for the tip. Trying to go up over center. Barbas plays it down for himself. Pardon me, Jesse Susi. As he turns around, we see the 10. Turned over here now. Richard Manuel. Over center, Susi again. Has Asseltine with him, gets a quick shot away. Off the boards, it comes back and out. Susi through the middle, they call that just offside. As Rich Plant, a little too quick on that right wing. Mark Coletti was also in on this side, so they'll bring the face-off out. Exactly 7 minutes to play in our opening period. Face off, walking in with it, a quick shot from Coletti. Pardon me, that was Justin Dykstra as Dykstra gets it again on the wall, tries to spring Brian Wrighton. Wrighton down in the corner, now comes out in front of the throwback bench. Cycled back into the corner. Again for Garrett Russell. Russell gives chase for Wrighton. They continue the cycle as Wrighton looked to go to the net and couldn't get it past the defender, Steve Gaskin. Comes on the near wall, Matt Delisle. Craig Wood. Out in front, Justin Dable. Just gets it away from his goaltender. Barbas giving chase. Goes in, circles the net here. Stopping that ball was Gaskin. Gaskin. Steele was calling for that. Pardon me, Brian McGahey. There's a shot from Mike Barbas on the near side, and both Barbases have a goal here. Or did Mike Schramm come in to tip that? Either way, it's a 2-1 lead. Early here for the Vicious Alpacas, 5.5 to play in just the first period. Face off won again by the Alpacas. Gets back, chipped ahead, giving chase. Jesse Barbas. Barbas tries to spin away from Bernardo. Nice slide over there by Chad Hasseltine. There's the ball chipped up and out of play. Tyler McKinley. Went off his stick, and I believe the trail official calls a tip. But they're still, and the lead official shrugs him off and says no, so they bring the face-off outside. From here, it definitely looked like that went off the stick of McKinley. As McKinley comes in, he got body contact the first time on Mike Barbas. This time they say he goes up way high. Barbas goes down holding kind of the nose or the eye. Both officials will go and talk and see if they saw anything. And Mike Barbas asked why there was no penalty. And he drew an unsportsmanlike penalty. Barbas will go to the bench and they'll put someone in the box though as Barbas continues to hold that injured eye. Play back on, face off to the right of Cal Christoph. And it's going to ring all the way down the boards to the left of Van Dyke, pardon me. Brought up by Asseltine. Shot to the near half boards. Giving chase was Mackenzie McQueen, but the first man there was Justin Dable. Dable now meets two throwback defenders. And the throwbacks can't quite get there, and it's going to be Barbas. Jesse Barbas gets the first into the corner. Chad Asseltine comes in to help out Steve Gaskin, and it's Gaskin who's going to come away with it. There were 3 throwback jerseys. And the arm comes up, and Jesse Barbas picked up some kind of a penalty And he's still arguing it, so as Jesse Barbas picked up an unsportsmanlike penalty as well. Conversation continues at the face-off dot with the second official, and a shot from outside by Asseltine. Goes to the right of Kristoff, so maybe it was 10 for Barbas, as there's still 4 red jerseys on the floor. So 5-on-4 here for the throwbacks. And they jostle for body position. Coming up on that was Jesse Susie. Bit of an arm there from Chad Asseltine, and they say no, as they were arguing for an interference call. Lifted down the floor, off the boards, into the corner. Throwbox will bring it out from behind his own net. Shot from Asseltine comes in on Kristoff, goes a little high before and I think another alpaca being sent to the box here. Three alpacas in the box. 4 of them and now they do take one of the red jerseys off as they make it 5-on-3. There's a shot. That one hits Kristoff high off the shoulder and up into the cage. Off the shot from Chad Asseltine. 3:58 in what's turned into a pretty crazy first period here. Penalty-filled one for the Vicious Alpacas. Throwbacks, like we said, do get final change. And the barking still coming from the penalty box. Whoever that was picked up the second one. Comes back up for Asseltine. He looks out of the way. Took a bit of a bump there from Brian Wrighton. As they walk it backwards. Passed in front, Brian McGahey. Off the backboards, off the back of the stick of Kristoff, who went low. And played back into the corner. McGahey again. He's trying to go for Matt Delisle, who's in the corner. Asseltine takes top position again. Hit it for him. He rips the shot. That goes off the blocker high. Over the cage and into the screen on pad 2. Pad 2 currently sitting vacant as we fight for a spot. Again, in our intermediate final. Final semifinal here before we head for our Rec Division final. The Sarnia Beavers and the Broad Street Blazers coming up at the conclusion of this game. Game number 2 of 5 on our coverage here on the JVI Sports Network this afternoon. Play comes back up for the throwbacks. There was an early whistle, and I believe calling for the pass on the far side. I believe that's Travis Parkin over there. First penalty has expired. Still 2 in the box and 4 on the floor, so definitely at least 1 10-minute misconduct. They're called against the Alpacas. So here comes McGahey chasing after. Jumping out of the way, the ball down the length of the floor. Handled by Van Dyke, up for Chad Asseltine. Back for McGahey, chasing in. McGahey up for Asseltine. They continue to play catch here on this near side. Over to the far face-off dot. Parkin was there. Couldn't get stick on it. Drops down for McGahey, who's in front. And batted out of midair, possibly with a high stick. No call as it comes back down. Throwbacks touch it anyways. And we've got another calling for the pass up top. Pardon me. There was a throwback player that was also sent to the box along with Jesse Barbas. So as the door opens, Steve Gaskin comes out, and that's why there was only 4 on the floor for the Alpacas, as it was offsetting minors. So now just the 1 penalty for the Alpacas. Presumably no 10-minute misconduct on that one. We'll wait and see what happens here, as there's 2:05 to go in the opening period. Steve Gaskin through the middle. He was trying to find, I believe, Tyler McKinley in the neutral zone, went around him. And McKinley goes to work on Brian Wrighton. Collision in the corner there. And right out in front. What a save made there by Cal Christoph, as Brendan Crosby was all alone in front, brought in. Offside by the Alpacas. It's Garrett Russell. Held up and cut to his left a little bit. That allowed Justin Dykstra to come through. So face off outside the blue line. Back to even strength on the floor. 1:34 remains in this opening period. Again, first of 3 10-minutes that will play. If necessary, we'll go to overtime and a shootout. And shot off the stick of McKinley. May have hit a defender. That's what they're going to rule, as they'll send the face off to the right of Cal Christoph. Sailed up high off the shed and way out into the grounds here at the BHI Welland facility. Racing in with the quick shot was Rich Plant. Plant looks behind him to see where the trailer is. He's got Jesse Susie on the right wing. Susie coming in, trying to chip it past Van Dyke. And it's controlled by McKinley, taken out. Final minute here. As they come over the line, Craig Wood on the near side. Mackenzie McQueen winds and fires into a leg. McKinley, the second chance. Gets it in the middle. Stolen away, though, by the Alpacas, and now throwbacks have it again. Mackenzie McQueen into the legs of a defender. McQueen's going to take it himself as he got around Justin Daybole. And we've got a hooking penalty called by the trail official, and I believe it's going to the Alpacas again. Their bench was the one that was most upset about that call. And it is going to be Justin Daybole going off. So the face-off to the left of Cal Christoph here. More penalty trouble for the Alpacas. That's been the story in this opening period. Chipped away and dumped down by Jesse Barbas. Giving chase, I believe, was Mike Barbas, who's back on after perhaps a high stick. There's a shot from the outside. Mike Croteau goes in on Van Dyke, who's smothered up. 8.6 left on the clock before we head to our first intermission. Face off now to the right of Trevor Van Dyke. Quick shot coming from up top, Mike Croteau. It was up off the cage as Van Dyke went down, so they'll do the face-off again. Again to the right of Van Dyke. Barbas may have got a stick up high now. As Travis Parkin goes down, he's checking the nose. Parkin looks to get the number, now has a check for the official, perhaps an elbow, perhaps the butt end of the stick based on his body language there. It'll be an interesting second period after 2 opening period goals. The Barbases, Jesse and Mike for the Vicious Alpacas. They lead 2-0 here. It's the intermediate semifinal of the Jumpstart Jammer presented by Ball Hockey International Welland on the JVI Sports Network. Over Cal Kristoff, who is now in the net to the right. Vicious Alpacas in the red. Fire on the visitors' bench. Throwbacks in the white and orange on the home bench, trailing 2-0 at this point. Coming up next, players starting to take their places for the rec final. Coming up at 2, Broad Street Blazers will play their first game of the afternoon as they won their semifinal by forfeit. Sarnia Beavers had to play their way in. Dan Guthrow stands up his man at the point. Now we got a stick battle in front of us between Chad Asseltine and Mike Schramm. Schramm falls, which turns the ball over. Terry Smith steps into a shot. Looked like it went off the hand of the Alpaca defender. So Schramm goes to the far side. Jesse Barbas into the corner for Schramm again. Mike Barbas has it roll away from him, so throwbacks will pick up and come up the near side. Chris Garrett trying the wrap check was Jesse Barbas. So goes to the far side. That's where Steve Gaskin is. He lets far one rip, and Kristoff goes down. Up the near side, Garrett Russell. The Alpacas trying to quick this one, and it goes in. Rolled away from Van Dyke. He had a man in tight that couldn't switch hands quick enough. Here comes Travis Park and came racing off the bench as that ball was loose. And Kristoff had to go low to make a quick save. Far side for Wrighton. Alpacas had to hold up as they were being called for offside, so it goes for Brian McGahey. Stolen away though. Here's Garrett Russell again with numbers up into the glove of Gaskin. Steve Gaskin up over center. The throwbacks have a 5-on-2 of their own. Here's Parkin. Lets one rip, and that's off the body of Chris Williams, who backed his way through the middle. The official trying to fix that bubble. It's actually just moved further in. And just the heat wreaking havoc on the floor here. Trail official says it went off the throwbacks player. 7:39 to go in the third period, regulation time here. As they bring the face off outside the blue line. The Alpacas give it to the official as he throws the ball into their own bench. But play is whistled in and the Alpacas win the face-off, but ball chipped off a stick. Parkin got there. As it comes over and out for the Alpacas. Back on the blue line, Dable over for Wrighton. He gains the zone. Back for Garrett Russell. Russell's got McGahey on him. And it's a turnover. It comes over for Parkin. 3-on-2 now for the throwbacks. As Parkin steps in, gets it off the leg of the defender. And Matt Delisle can't get it to settle. Goes into the corner for Delisle. Chris Williams behind his own net. Tried to get it out. Tyler McKinley, a nice pinch down the boards. So comes back for Williams again. Switches direction over for Wrighton. Wrighton and McKinley, and Williams are low. As Wrighton chips around Parkin. And now it's back behind the throwback. Net Alpacas take the chance to change up. McKinley backs his way into the defender, streaking through the middle. There's a quick shot from Steve Gaskin. It gets in on Christoph. Lifted up off the boards in front of the throwback's net, and it'll go for icing against the Alpacas, who just wanted to relieve pressure there on that play. 6-19. Again, this game 2 of 5 here on the afternoon, our Barn semifinal. We saw the Ringers defeat the London Direwolves. They'll move on to the Barn semi. The rec final comes up next at 2 o'clock, though, the Sarnia Beavers and the Broad Street Blazers. Coming up in approximately 6 minutes and 11 seconds to play. Face-off to the right of Christoph. Quick shot off the face-off. One there by Brendan Crosby. Hasseltine settles it down, and Susie ends up falling. Justin Bernardo got it over for Hasseltine, who dumped it in. Susie's in behind, but they can't find him as Mackenzie McQueen brings it over to the face-off. Chipped it in, couldn't get through to Christoph, though. Bernardo up for Hasseltine. His shot goes wide. Brendan Crosby. Stick knocked out of his hands. Goes down low. Out of the way of Hasseltine. So he's got to retreat. Susie follows him. Up for Mackenzie McQueen. Here's a shot off the shin guard of Guthrow. Into the corner. Comes up for McKinley again. McKinley at the blue line. Bernardo does hold the red line. As McQueen trying to get around Guthrow. Now backhands it into the corner. McKinley's there. McKinley from the top of the circle takes the shot. That goes off the body of Mike Croto, who's in front. McQueen back behind the net, and Christoph went down. There's a jousting match in front. Mackenzie McQueen's involved. And the official blew the whistle, and not sure if he's sending anybody off here, but either way, Christoph called for water here. Mackenzie McQueen keeps chirping. So McQueen definitely going off, as is Mike Croto now. Croto and McQueen will take their differences to the box. And the Alpaca bench trying to settle their team down here. Offsetting penalties, but what this does, it takes Mackenzie McQueen off the floor for the throwbacks. Strong defender who can pinch in and provide offense. They need it now. Trailing 2-0 rather, after those opening period 2 goals. Falling on the play was Jesse Barbas. Gets up with a stare down. Over on the far side, Travis Parkin. They've got the blade of the stick too high, and as the one-timer came through, it did go in the net. But taken off the board as they really called for the pass. .432 to play now. Ball goes outside the zone. Here's McGahey, saw 5-hole, let it rip, and closed quickly though by Christoph. Cal Christoph will hang on, still just 2-0. We're in the third period, 4:25 to go. The only game ongoing in the tournament is Pad 2 sits silent. Trying to chip it through the middle. All over that was Steve Gaskin as he rushes into the corner for McGahey. McGahey takes a shot. Again, 5-hole was open. The stick comes down from Christoph to close it up. Mike Barbas has one already. He's through the middle. Working in, top corner. What a shot, Mike Barbas. Right when the throwbacks needed one. Stolen away, turns into a 2-on-1, and Mike Barbas comes down the near side and picks top corner. 2-on-1 played beautifully by the defender, making sure that pass didn't go through. But just on the stick side, perhaps Van Dyke a little too far left. Face-off battled for before being batted back by Garrett Russell. Comes near side by Chris Garrett. Just out of the reach of Richard Manuel. Manuel now goes back to work on Garrett Russell. Russell behind his own net, 3.5 to play. As they work into the corner, that's caught in the feet of the official. Back for Russell again. Russell lifts it up. And his defense goes over to touch it. Craig Wood negates the icing. Far side, McKinley. Out of his reach, though, and streaking down was Wrighton. Van Dyke's just going to kick it into the corner. Brian Wrighton gets there first. Tyler McKinley for the throwbacks comes over. Now he gets help as Susie came in. Wrighton still with it. Trying the double team. Wrighton's going to get away with that and then back into the corner. Great job by Brian Wrighton in behind as he controlled the play for about 20 seconds back there. Jesse Susie goes after this, trying to stick handle away. They're trying to clear Wrighton out from in front of the net. And finally, the throwbacks do get it. They get it up through center. Slamming the stick in disgust, though, Chris Garrett, as the throwbacks take the chance to change. Chad Asseltine back on the floor. He gets it up for Garrett. Garrett goes around Rich Plant. Far side for Parkin. Parkin in front, McGahey stick down, and he was looking top corner, glove side. Asseltine gets it back to the front, and they can't get stick on it again. McGahey, there's a shot, and out for Parkin. Side was open. They do call goal as Parkin snuck in. Kind of got the sense it was only a matter of time before Travis Parkin was going to score here this afternoon. He's been all over the ball. But that one makes it 3-1. Maybe if that Barbas goal doesn't happen, we've got a different story. But a 2-goal deficit here for the throwbacks. Got to put the pedal down here. Offsetting minors are over. As the face-off goes back for Asseltine, he chips it to the far side. Parkin was winding up. It got into the feet of the Alpaca player. Don't have a name or number for 84 as he was late coming through. Tyler Van Dyke to the bench, took a head-first dive to make sure he got off. He was directing traffic as he got there too. Quick shot by Mackenzie McQueen. Christoph is down, makes the save. Minute 40 on the clock as McGahey takes over. McQueen low again. He's on day ball. Here's McGahey. Parkin up for Asseltine. His quick shot finds glove. And Christoph is there. He was looking for the tip, I think Asseltine was. As McQueen was down low, minute 27, we look to the bench. And Trevor Van Dyke. Looks like he's going to stay there. No timeout as of yet. As McGahey to the face-off dot. He's got Mackenzie McQueen with him. McQueen's got a chase now. Over to the far side now. Parkin comes over to help out. Asseltine on the back check, and they can't get it away from Mike Schramm. Schramm makes it 4-1, minute 17. And that may do it, we'll see. And indeed, Van Dyke is coming back, and heads hanging low for the throwbacks here, as the Vicious Alpacas may be headed to the intermediate semifinal here at the Jumpstart Jammer. BHI Welland facility. Face off one back. Played for by Steve Gaskin. Played deep off the boards, it comes up. Throwbacks had to come touch up, but they do just in time for Brendan Crosby to get back to the line. McQueen may have got a stick on that as we enter the final minute. 59.7 on the clock as it goes up high and out. Face-off will come outside the zone. Throwbacks looking for 3 goals in the final minute here. The empty netter from Mike Schramm. The man of the day has been Mike Barbas. Second and third goals. Second one a beauty. He's got the ball now. Chips it up the far side. Looking for Jesse Barbas, and he just couldn't get stick on it. So here comes Mike Schramm. They want it all the way back in their zone. It does end up on the stick of Adam Fortin, who continues to backpedal all the way down behind their own net now. Mike Barbas, 25 seconds on the clock. Triangle tries to close down. Barbas just going to back away. Schramm back down the corner. Adam Fortin, and they'll conserve energy, keep it away from the throwbacks, and let this final 12 seconds expire here. Throwbacks not in any hurry to go in forechecks, and they'll just leave it in the corner and start the handshake line. A 4-1 victory for the Vicious Alpacas over the throwbacks. Late one by Mike Schramm, but it was Mike Barbas with 2 goals after things got started. Travis Parkin, the only goal scorer on the other side for the throwbacks. That'll be our 4 o'clock game, the intermediate final, featuring the Vicious Alpacas. But coming up next on the JVI Sports Network, the Broad Street Blazers and the Sarnia Beavers in the rec final game. This is the Jumpstart Jammer presented by BHI Welland on the JVI Sports Network.